So we're going to be adding a little bit more flow. We're going to be doing a fair amount of stepping forward, stepping backwards. We're going to do quite a bit of core work. So again, just monitor yourself. If anything doesn't feel good, you know that you can modify, you can take a break whenever you need, and I will give you modifications as we go through as well, so you know what the options are. All right. Okay, so let's get moving. Let me just pop my glasses down here. Okay, so we are going to be starting at the front edge of our mats. Let me just see that I've got the camera set up. Perfect. So take a look down at your feet. Make sure that you've got your big toes in line. Stand a little bit back from the front edge of your mat. Let your arms relax beside you. And then just pause for a moment before we start moving. And allow your eyes to close or just soften your gaze and look down towards the floor softly. Just taking a few deep breaths in and out. Just arriving on your mat, connecting into your physical body and just noticing how you feel this morning. Taking a moment to notice your energy. And then just allow yourself to settle into your space. Allowing your body to soften, releasing any tension, and allowing your mind to focus. When you're ready, start to blink your eyes gently, bringing yourself back into your room, into your studio. And we're going to take both arms, reaching them all the way up. Reach up, connect the tips of your fingers, and then open your arms nice and wide and allow them to float down beside you. We're going to go into a roll down. On your breath out, look down towards your feet and start rolling forward through your spine. Now you're only going to come halfway down until your hands are just in front of your knees, and pause here. Place your hands to the fronts of your knees, holding on, and start lengthening and extending the spine. And then start rounding the spine, lifting your belly and tucking your chin in. And let's just go through a few more rounds of our cat stretch in a standing position. And as you move, start to notice how when you lengthen your spine, that it transfers a little bit of the stretch to the back of the leg. And when you round your spine, perhaps you get a little bit of a stretch into your lower back or around your spine area. One more time, round your spine, hold it there, let your arms go, take a breath in, fold over from the crease of your hip and allow yourself to come all the way forward. Stay here for a moment, keeping your knees a little bit bent, and then unravel your spine, coming all the way up into standing, and lifting all the way up and tall. Both arms, inhale, reach up. Connect your fingertips to each other. And exhale, open your arms nice and wide. And now bringing the right arm out and over. Long stretch. And come back to the center. Relax your arm down. Left arm reaches up and over into a long stretch and come all the way back to center, and you pause where you are, ready for our next roll down. Nod your chin, start peeling forward, let your hands come a little bit lower now, almost to the middle of your shin, and you stay here. Hands go to the front of the shins, hold on. And let's start moving, lengthening and extending the spine. And then round the spine, lifting into the belly. And again, lengthen the spine. Slide your shoulders away from your ears and round your spine. So always making sure that your back feels protected. So using your arms to support you and also using the abdominals. One more time, lengthen. And curl. Stay here, let your arms go. And then roll forward, just finding that crease from the front of the hip. Stay here for a moment, relaxing into the back of the neck. And back up you come into standing. Pressing into your feet, coming all the way up. And just focusing your gaze for a moment. Inhale, both arms reach up, connecting the tips of the fingers. And exhale, opening the arms, bringing them all the way down. Now, one more time, bring both arms all the way up. And now you're going to interlock the fingers. I'm going to stand facing you and reaching the fingers up. Now, you want to try and frame your head, but if it's hurting your shoulders, then just bend the elbows a little bit. Start just doing a little bit of a tick-tock from side to side. Getting that crescent moon shape with your body. And if it feels good for you, you can start to add a little push to the side with your hip. Keep it as big or as small as it feels good for you. Making it slower or faster, depending on what works for your range and your control. Let's take two more. Little tick-tock. Come back to the center and hold. Release your hands and open your arms all the way out to the side. Stay here for a moment. We're going to go into our third roll down. And look down towards your feet. This time coming all the way down. See if you can place your fingertips to the ground. If you have to bend your knees a little bit more, that's fine. And once again, lengthen the spine. Use your fingertips to help you. And curl the spine over. Standing cat stretch. Reach your tail back, shoulders away from the ears, and fold over. Let's do two more. Warming up through the spine. Fold over one more time. Lengthen. And fold over and now stay here. Place your fingertips firmly to the mat. Soften your knees. And start swaying from side to side. Make sure that you still have your balance. So you're not lifting your hands, you're not lifting your feet. You're simply shifting your body weight side to side. And then I want you to shift your body weight to the left and stay there. Pick up your right leg and then start sending that right leg all the way back and placing your toes to the ground. Lower that knee towards the ground, but we're not going to stay there. And then you're going to lift that leg up again. Lower the knee down. And lift up. One more time. Place the knee down and decide if you need padding under that knee or not. Relaxing the feet out. Now you need to tighten up your abdominals. Push up onto the tips of the fingers so it's light on the hands. Feel the front foot, your left foot, rooting, abs connected, and see if you can start lifting your arms up until you are framing your head with your arms. And then keep lifting the hands up and let your body come upright at the same time. Focus your gaze to the front, making sure that you can breathe. Abdominals are connected. Staying just for one more breath in and out, finding balance. And now you're not going to collapse forward. You're going to start leaning forward, reversing that sequence. Have you got your core connection? Placing the fingertips down. And now put your right hand flat or stay on fingertips. Left hand to the knee And just coming into that little twist of the spine, looking over the left shoulder. If you can, reach the left hand up, and we stay for 3 breaths in and out. And release. You can come up onto your fingertips, one hand on either side, and start shifting your hips backwards and forwards. So this is getting a wonderful release into the hamstrings, at the back of that left leg, maybe getting a little bit of an opening into the front of the right hip. Let's take one more. And release. Now walk your hands forward and make sure you can put your hands flat. Tuck your toes under. Lift up the back knee. Push your hands into the mat and step your left leg back. Hold it here. You are in a long line with the body. Plank pose, push-up position, front support basic, whatever you want to call it. Let your knees come to the ground. Release your toes back. Round your spine like a cat. Stay here and we do our gentle trampolining movement. One more. Come forward. Start pushing your pelvis through. Squeeze your bum. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Make sure your abs and bum are working to support your back. Scoop your belly in. Round your spine back. Tuck your toes. And let's go into an inverted V or a downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the heels. Feel free to walk your feet a little forward if you need, or walk your hands a little bit back. And then push both heels towards the ground. Stay here for a moment with your knees bent and focus on lengthening the spine. Focus on connecting your hands to the ground. Long arms, and notice what you need to do with your shoulders to accommodate your arm position. And then lift your gaze to look forward and take as many little steps forward as you need to. Go onto the tips of the fingers when you need to. And placing your feet in line with each other, fold over. And I want you to take one elbow in one hand, other elbow in the other hand, and just hang here for a moment, and I want you to deliberately keep the knees bent. Even if you're very flexible, keep the knees bent, and just allowing that release of the hamstrings to allow gravity to create a little bit of tensioning along the spine. Keep breathing. And then just allow yourself to release your hands, fingertips to the ground. Soften your knees and roll all the way up into standing. And lifting all the way up and tall. Take a moment to focus your gaze. Make sure you have your balance. No head rush. Roll the shoulders back and around a few times. And then just allow yourself to settle. Both arms, inhale, reach up. Connect the tips of the fingers. Open your arms. Nod your chin. And let's just start rolling forward through the spine. Soften your knees as much as you need to. Placing your fingertips to the ground as you fold over. And then lengthen the spine. Reach your tailbone back. Reach the crown of your head forward. And then round your spine again. Keeping fingertips to the floor, soft knees, and start shifting body weight from side to side. And now this time, bring your body weight onto your right leg and just pick up the left leg and take a moment to find balance. And then send that left leg all the way back and stepping your toes down. Now we're going to lower that back knee and lift it up again. And again, lower the knee, lift it up. And now lower the knee down, decide if you need padding. Relax your toes. And now rise onto the tips of the fingers so you have hardly any weight on your hands. Bring your awareness to your right foot grounding, your abs connecting. And start to lift your arms almost so that you can frame your ears perhaps. And then continue lifting your hands up and just let that arm movement bring your body with it. Staying here, focus your gaze, drop your shoulders away from your ears as you reach up through the fingertips, connecting your feet into the ground and finding that lovely connection to the belly. And now let's reverse that movement. Don't just drop, reach, and then lower the fingertips lightly to the ground. And now left hand firmly to the mat, right hand to the knee, and coming into a little bit of a twist. Looking up over the right shoulder, and if you can, start reaching up. Keep breathing. Finding the opposition of your head reaching forward, tailbone lengthening back, left hand rooting, right hand reaching, and then coming all the way down. Placing fingertips to ground on either side of your foot, and let's just start sliding backwards and forwards. And it can be quite a fluid movement. What you might notice is that the more you move, it becomes a little bit easier with each repetition. You'll find your range naturally increases. One more time, come forward and stop. Walk your hands forward, palms down. Tuck the back toes, lift up the knee. Now you've got to put body weight on your hands. So get your hands centered and then step the right leg back. Plank pose. Energy through your crown, energy through the heels. Belly is strong, bum cheeks are connected. And you lower your knees. Release your feet, round your spine like a cat. Press back. Stay here for a moment and let's add some gentle pulses. Two more. One more. And come forward. Push your hips through. Take your time as you unfold your spine in extension. Push away from your hands. Curl the belly, rolling back, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and once again, just pedal the heels. Make any adjustments you need to your position. And then send both heels down. Now this time, feel free to extend the knees if that's available to you. You still want to, first of all, find that lengthening through the arms and through the spine, and then allow your lower body to find its shape. Opening your eyes, look forward, and start walking all the way forward. All the way forward. Come onto the tips of the fingers if you need. Big toes in line. Now fold over once again. Holding elbow. And this time, allow your knees to straighten as much as your flexibility allows. So the first time we did this, we had the knees really bent. And now with the legs straight, notice how it has shifted the tension to the back of the legs. Soften into the neck as much as you can. And then let go, releasing your arms. Soften your knees. Roll up into standing. Connecting into your feet as you come all the way up And standing nice and tall. Take a moment to roll the shoulders back and around. And then letting the shoulders settle. Stand here for a moment and once again, closing your eyes. Start to gently shift your body weight forwards and backwards. And then center yourself over the arches of your feet. Notice your physical body. Notice your energy. Allow yourself to be fully present on your mat and ready to move. Open your eyes. And again, we inhale to reach all the way up. Connect the tips of the fingers. Open your arms wide. Nod your chin. And start rolling forward through your spine. Coming all the way down until your fingertips can touch the ground. And then lengthen your spine, coming towards that cat stretch feeling. Curl your spine and fold your body over. Bend your knees slightly, shifting your body weight to your left leg. Pick up the right leg and stay here. You're just going to stretch the leg backwards, but you're not going to put your foot down. And then bend that knee back in. So use your hands on the floor to help you balance. And stretch the leg back. Focus on your abs and your eye line, helping you balance. One more time. Stretch the leg back. And then placing the toes all the way down. Now stay here. Soften your back knee a little bit. Rise onto the tips of the fingers so you have almost no body weight on the fingertips. Connect your front foot, connect your abs. Can you reach your arms forward until you can frame your head? And then continue lifting your arms and just allow your body to come with you. The back leg is bent today. And then reverse the movement. Coming forward, use your abs, bringing the fingertips down, find your balance, and then put your right fingertips or hand to the ground. You can straighten the back knee if it's available to you, and then left hand to the knee as you come into a gentle rotation. Bringing the left hand up, we stay for 3 breaths in and out. Keeping that core connection. And then bringing your left hand down, coming onto the tips of your fingers. Let's start straightening and bending the front leg. So we are doing the exact same sequence that we did a second ago. It's just that we're challenging it a little bit by keeping the back knee up. So at any point, if you need to put the knee down at the back, do it. And then step forward with your hands. Put your hands flat. Step the left leg back into a push-up position. And you hold. Lower your knees. Release the feet. Round your spine. And let's add our little fascial release here. Come forward, rounded spine. Push your hips through. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Now, tighten up the abs and tuck the toes under. Push into the hands and see if you can lift the knees up. And then downward facing dog. Pedal the heels. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch. And then pushing both heels down. Lift your eye line to look forward. Start walking forward, but see if you can take bigger steps now. Bigger steps. Come onto your fingertips when you need. Lining up your toes. And then fold over, holding one elbow Holding the other elbow and just allow yourself to dangle. And now, let's just start to bend the knees and straighten the knees. And you can only straighten your legs as much as your flexibility allows. Don't force it. Just notice how when you bend the knees that there becomes a little bit more tensioning in the back. And when you straighten the knees, there's a little bit more tension along the back of the leg. And then stay there, releasing your hands, fingertips to the ground, and roll up into standing. Take your time, lifting all the way up. Gaze towards the front. Roll the shoulders back and around. And once again, bringing both arms up. Inhale. And exhale, open your arms wide. Nod your chin. Just letting your body roll forward, finding that articulation through your joints. Fingertips rest on the ground. And then moving into a cat stretch. Lengthen your spine. Reach through your crown. And then round the spine, fold over. Placing your hands or fingertips to the ground. Soften the knees and stand on the right leg. Pick up the left leg and stay. Stretch the leg back, but don't put the foot down. And bend the knee in. And again, stretch back. Make sure you're breathing. One more time. Stretch back. And put your foot all the way down behind you. So bend the back knee a little bit. Come up onto the tips of the fingers so you're kind of testing your balance. Core connection. And then reaching the arms up. Continue lifting the arms, bringing your eye line up. Stop wherever you feel is far enough for you. And then reverse. Lengthen. Placing the fingertips down lightly. And then placing the left hand, you can straighten the back knee if you can. Right hand to the knee and coming into your twist. Right hand reaches up. And we breathe. And release. Going onto the tips of your fingers. Let's start to straighten and bend the front leg. Now the trick here as well is to try and keep the pelvis as squared as possible. Because oftentimes the pelvis likes to twist as a little bit of a cheat. And we also want to get the feeling of reaching through the crown of our heads. And release. Put your hands flat down. Step the right leg back. And you hold your plank pose. Lower your knees. Release your feet. Round your spine. Little trampolining. One more. Pressing your hips forward. Push your hips through. Unfold your spine in extension. Tuck the toes, firm up the abs. See if you can lift the knees, lift the hips, and once again, pedal through the heels. Pushing both heels flat down. And this time, lower your knees to the ground and coming into a 4-point position. Balancing on the right hand, reach the left hand out. Coming into your thread the needle. Settle yourself here. And then sliding the right hand forward. Pausing here for a moment. Just feeling that little rotation around the upper back, the stretch around the neck or the shoulders. Right hand to the ground. Coming all the way up as you reach the left hand out and placing the hand down. Right hand to the side, threading the needle. Settling yourself here. Sliding the left hand forward if that feels good for you today. And bringing the left hand onto the floor and extending all the way out and bringing that hand back in. Extending the right leg back, square the hips and the shoulders to the ground and pick up that right leg. Round your spine, bringing knee to nose. And lengthen, reach back. And again. And extend. 2 more. And extend. 1 more time. And reach. Flex the back foot. Sweeping your leg around to the side and placing your foot down. So roll your foot so it's flat. Lengthen your spine and start just hinging a little bit backwards and a little bit forwards. So we're finding that fascial release into the midline, the deep midline. Last 2. Last 1. Come halfway forward, round your spine and push onto the tips of your fingers. Slide your fingertips towards your body, coming all the way up, and spread your wings wide. Right hand to the side of the leg, left arm up, reaching up and over. Let's add some little pulses. And release, spreading your wings, turning the palms of your hands up. And let's do a little slide towards the left and back in. So you're finding that obliques connection. Keeping that long straight line of your body. And 1 more time. Slide. Lift both arms up. See if you can frame your ears and then open your arms. I'm going to turn to face you. Opening your arms and this time look down, reach down and place your hand flat. Bend the top elbow to salute and then find your balance as you pick up your right leg. And we're going to just point the toes back, flex the foot and hinge the leg forward. Point the toes back and bring it forward. Just single breath. Smooth movement. See if you can maintain the height of your leg. And obliques are connecting. You've got 2 more. 1 more. Bring your leg in line, placing the foot down. And we're simply going to walk hand over hand, bringing your shoulders back to the front, lengthen the spine, pick up that right leg, sweep it around to the back, and bringing the knee all the way in. Center yourself. Left leg extends back. Left leg comes up. Round your spine. Knee to nose. Lengthen, reach back. And again. Lifting into the belly. One more time. And hold it. Flex the foot and circle your leg around to the left and roll your foot flat. Long spine. Hinge back and forward. Only go as far as your flexibility allows. Don't force anything. One more. Come just a little bit forward. Round your spine and push onto the tips of your fingers. Slide your hands in towards you and unravel, coming all the way up. Left hand onto your left leg, right arm over. Do a little bit of a side reach, and then let's add some gentle pulses. Think of decompressing the joints. No forcing. Coming all the way upright, turning the palms of your hands up, and let's do a little slide to the right, and come back in. And we'll slide to the right, and come back in. I'm going to turn to face you, and we'll slide to the right, and in. Last one, reach to the side, and then see if you can lift your arms, framing your ears. Open your arms wide, look down, reach down to put your hand flat, and then bend the top elbow, salute. Lift up your leg, make any adjustments you need to your position so it feels okay for you. Squeeze the back of the leg, goes back, and flex the foot, and we hinge forward. Squeeze back. Keep connecting into the obliques, feeling that side line underneath you supporting. Maintain the height of your leg as much as you can. One more time. Hold it center, placing the foot down, and then walk hand over hand. Bringing your hands back to the front. Lengthen your spine, pick up your leg, bring your leg around to the back, bring your knee in now, open your knees, big toes together, and you get to sit back into a resting position. And just allow your elbows to bend. Let your hands just spread out gently. Find a little bit of weight through your pelvis, make any adjustments that you need, and then just settle here for 5 long, slow breaths in and out. And just taking this moment to let all the movements that we've been doing register in your body. Taking 2 more. And on your next breath, just draw yourself up onto all fours once again, getting yourself into a comfortable position for your wrists and your hands, tucking your toes under, and just hover your knees off the ground for a moment. Just stay here. And then start shifting your body weight forwards a little bit, and then backwards, and a little forwards, and backwards. And we're going to take one more time going forwards, and then this time back and lift your hips, coming once again into your downward facing dog. Make any adjustments that you need. And then I want you to balance on your left foot and pick up your right leg, not too high, just about the height of your hip. But the important thing is that you're keeping your shoulders and your hips squared. Now, point the back toe, bend your knee towards your nose, and bring your body weight forward over your hands and hover. And then send it back into a 3-legged dog. And again, round the spine. Pull forward, suspend, send it back. You should feel the abdominals working quite hard here. And again, send it back. And just one more time. And send it back. And then placing that foot all the way down. Lower your knees towards the ground, releasing the feet. Round your spine, sit back, and just enough so that you can press up onto the tips of the fingers. You can stay here or you can add some little pulses. But the whole point right now is that you want to relieve any pressure on the wrists and hands. And placing the hands flat, coming forward, lengthen your spine, tuck your toes, hover your knees, and we're going to go directly back into our downward facing dog. Pick up your left leg, not too high. Point your toe, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, suspend, and back you go. And again. Back you go. Two more. One more. Placing that foot down. Lower your knees. Release the feet. Open your knees and once again, sit back. And this time, bring the palms of your hands together. Bending your elbows and placing your hands behind your head. Just giving yourself a little bit of a stretch. Releasing your hands forward. Start to walk your hands towards your knees as you roll up into sitting. And you're going to bring your right leg in front. I'm going to turn to face you, doing a mirror image. So you're going to have your right shin in front. So you're sitting in your figure of four position right here. Make any adjustments so that it feels good for you. And let's just go into a little bit of a twisting action from side to side. Using your hands to help you. Lengthen through the spine and make it as gentle as possible. Come back to the center. And now bring your left foot in front. So you're sitting cross-legged. And we're going to go from side to side. And I want you to really feel the hand that's on the floor almost springing you away. Push. Use the hand on the floor to push. Bring both hands all the way up. Get a long stretch and then bring your hands forward and walk yourself as far forward as your flexibility allows, and then just relax there. We're going to be staying here for 30 seconds. And again, just allow your breathing to slow down and finding a little bit of a stretch and a release into the hips and maybe into the lower back. We're halfway there. No forcing, just allow your breathing to allow you to unravel. Walking your hands back up towards you. And you're just going to keep your left foot where it is and just bring your right leg out to the side now so that you're sitting in your figure of four. And once again, little twist. Little twist. Soft movement, free movement. And come back to center. Now bringing your right leg, set it in front, and once again we go from side to side. Push away. Push away. Feeling that open and release up along the ribs, around the diaphragm, and lifting all the way up. Long stretch, and walk your hands forward. And again, settling into the stretch. And see if you can just bring yourself into a shape where you don't have to move out of it for the next 30 seconds. Make sure your knees and your ankles and your hips feel good. And then connecting into your breath. Noticing how that breath moves you from the inside out and actually allows you to soften here. And on your next breath, start walking your hands back up towards you. And I'm just going to turn sideways. You want to come towards the front edge of your mat. Knees bent, arms extended out. And on your breath, go all the way down onto your mat. Coming all the way down with control. And just allow your arms to settle beside you. Bring your feet a little closer in. Double check that you've got both feet grounded, your spine nice and lengthened. And we're going to go up into a pelvic curl. But now we're doing a combination, so I'm going to talk you through it. On your breath, tilt your hips. Start rolling up into your shoulder bridge. Double check that you've got your gluteals working. And now lift your arms up and see how far back can you take your arms without letting your ribs pop. But don't let the arms rest. You're going to hover them there. Keep your arms overhead and start to roll your spine down onto the mat. And you might notice that there's almost a little pull at the front of the shoulder. And now stabilize your pelvis here. Bring your arms up towards the sky, tuck your chin, and breathe out as you come up into a chest lift. Bring your left hand up over the knees, touching the right hand. Bring the left hand back. Bring the right hand up and over, touch. Come back to the center, put your hands down, and lower your head and shoulders. From the beginning, pelvic curl, roll up. A little bit of a squeeze with the bottom cheeks. Bring the arms all the way back overhead. No popping the ribs. Roll your spine down, keeping the hands reaching backwards. Let your pelvis settle. Lift your arms, nod your chin. Chest lift, and you hover your arms just beside you. Right hand comes up and over, touch. Bring it back. Left hand up and over, touch. Bring it back. Place your hands and lower head and shoulders down. We're going to do 2 more combos. Rolling your hips up. Lifting your arms and overhead you go. Roll down through the spine. Settle your pelvis. Lift arms. Tuck chin. Exhale. Flatten the abdominal wall. Left hand taps the right. Bring it back center. Right hand taps the left. Bring it center. And place hands. Lower head and shoulders. Last set. Pelvic tilt. Roll up into a pelvic curl. Nice squeeze with the bottom cheeks. Lift the arms, reaching them overhead. And then roll down through the spine. Bringing the arms up. Nod your chin. Exhale. Right hand touches the left. And center. Left hand up and over. And center, hold it. Place hands, lower head and shoulders down. And now this next one, pelvic tilt, we're gonna roll up and we are going to stay here. Start putting a little bit of pressure onto the right foot, waking up that right glute. Can you pick up the left knee and hold it in the air? And we're going to lower the hips halfway down and press up again. Halfway down, press up. 2 more, and press. Give your brain an opportunity to wake up that gluteal. Press, hold it. Put your left foot down, stabilize. And now, put some pressure onto the left leg and see if you can pick up the right knee. And now, lower the hips halfway and squeeze up. And if you need to put your hand on your gluteal to give yourself a tactile cue, then please do it. 2 more. 1 more. Hold it, placing your foot down, and bring your hands up to the sky, and roll down through the spine. Imprint, and release. Stretching one leg out on the floor, stretching the other leg out on the floor. Turn the palms to face each other. How far back can you take your arms without popping the ribs? We're going to be going into a roll-up. So put a cushion under your back if you need. Lift your arms, lift your head, exhale. Let's go all the way forward. Hold your knees, your shins, your ankles, whatever you can. Enjoy the stretch over. Take a breath in. And then exhale, unravel your spine, and lifting all the way up and tall. Swing your legs around and come to lie flat on your stomachs. Now we're going to be doing a slightly different arm position today from what we normally do. So today we're going to have the elbows lifted. Normally we have them down. So place your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers out, and you want to have your legs slightly separated in parallel. Firm up your bum cheeks just to make sure that your pelvis is anchored. And then before you go anywhere, see if you can create some space. Lengthen through the spine. Start by lifting eye line and letting your chest come up just a little bit. Pause for a moment, baby cobra, and then releasing down. We're going to do 2 more like that. And lengthen, send your heart away from the heels of your feet. Make sure you're not taking any strain in your lower back. And releasing down. 1 more time. Lengthen and lift. And releasing it down. Now, if that's your range, I want you to keep doing that movement. Otherwise, we're going to do a little add-on. Lengthen, coming up into the baby cobra, and then you can pause here. If that's your range, you stay there. Otherwise, start pushing into your hands and see if you can lift those 2 little bottom ribs off the ground. It's not a huge lift, but can you feel the arms working? And then lower the chest and coming all the way down. So you decide how far you're going. Lifting eye line. First you come to your baby cobra and you can stay here. Or push into the hands and just come up a little bit more so that your rib cage is no longer touching. You feel your weight of your pelvis on the ground. And then release with control and down you come. I'm going to do just 1 more time. Lifting up first into baby cobra. Reach your heart forward. Pushing into the hands. It's about creating space. Take a little breath, and then release and relax. Tuck your toes under. Push up onto your knees now. Strong bodies. And come forward with the knees. Settle yourself back just into a rest position. And do whatever feels good with your hands for you now. I feel almost like I just want to rest my arms beside me. So I get a little bit of a relaxation through the neck and shoulders here. Taking just a few breaths. And then just bring your hands next to your knees with the palms on the ground. And then just push yourself up a little bit. Bring your knees into parallel and tuck your toes under. So you're gonna have to move your hands and then roll back over your feet. Bring your hands a little bit back, come up onto the tips of your fingers, and then start lifting your hips up and stop when you get your feet flat. So your knees are gonna be super duper bent. Relax over, and once again, hold one elbow with each hand. And you're gonna start to bend and straighten the knees. Just like we did in the beginning. It's an opportunity for you to be able to feel the tensioning changes along the back line of your body. And then I want you to decide which is the best place for you to settle in. And then I want you to start moving your body weights a little bit forward and a little bit backwards. Obviously, you don't want to fall down. So if you feel like you're going to lose balance, then rather just rest your fingertips on the ground. But just make sure it's very small. And once again, notice how that shifting of body weight changes the tensioning. And then I want you to settle in the place that feels right for you. Stay with your breath. And then let go of your elbows and start unraveling your spine. Feel free to bend the knees if you need to. Take your time. Coming all the way upright. And then pause for a moment. Just focus your gaze. Rolling your shoulders back, making sure that you're not having a big head rush. And then close your eyes. And just as we started, allow yourself to become present in your physical body, aware of your energy. And just observe the shift that may have taken place. Take a moment to notice your heartbeat and your breath. And in your own time, blinking your eyes open. Taking one deep breath in, reaching your arms up, connecting the tips of your fingers, and opening your arms nice and wide. Roll your shoulders back. And give everything a little bit of a shake.